Alright, now we can walk on walls. But only in the moonlight. You know, don't... Which seems like an odd stipulation, given we can use, like, fucking hair magic and shit. It's all, but then the game is like, don't you let me catch you on that wall if the moon ain't out. That's not a legal maneuver. The hair magic is fine, though. And now we're getting introduced to this one. The big one, specifically. We've already met the little ones. This one also doesn't really show up very much. Its main use is being the secret enemy in Angel Attack, so that's its claim to fame, you know. It's got a lot of eyes, also, underneath there. This doesn't seem to be, that. Alright, had a little bit of trouble with the end of that cutscene right there, for some reason. My controller has also just disconnected itself like 4 times, by the way, right there, so that's very inconvenient. Is it connecting yet? No. Fucking shitty Microsoft products. So you might notice some things are different, by the way. For example, we have the shotguns on our feet right now. That's because I tried to record this once before, sat down for like an hour, and then at the end of it, the video was corrupted. So, we were coming back through again. So I now have more weapons. We won't use them just yet, because we wouldn't have unlocked them yet. You'll miss Rodon making them, but all he's like, another LP, working me to the bone. It's okay, I was bored anyway. And then he does the exact same thing again, and gives you a different weapon. But we don't have those weapons yet. Pretend they aren't here. So we're done walking on the wall right now. The moon has been out for like 3 entire seconds, so we're done now. It's not ever really used as a mechanic. The main reason for being able to walk on walls is so that some fights are cooler, basically. You know, you like to do fighting on the sides of the buildings and shit. So yeah. There's gonna be a few logs that are missing, also. We'll just go through the logs later, if anybody really cares, you know. So, we got a door over here. This one fucks with you, though, because you try and open it. Oh, it just shuts on you, because it doesn't leave it open for enough time. But right back by the door, at the start, there were 2 statues, just hidden slightly out of the way. So it makes you come all the way back through, lift the statues, if it would be so kind, and then walk all the way back again, but now in, like, swimsuit, hair, catsuit. Because, you know, why not, you know. Alright, so my controller disconnected, again, right there. It's still in the process of being disconnected. So that was one of the worst times possible. It's because it's a terrible Microsoft product, because it's all terrible right now. I've only got 1 monitor. This is an Xbox controller instead of a PS4 controller. Everything's falling apart over here, basically. It's bad. So, now that we've done that, we can come through the doorway. Fantastic. Awesome. And now we will meet a new character over here as well, the one that's in the silver medal. There's hidden stuff over here. There's a chest. This chest only has a fucking angel attack bullet in it, which is all very exciting. There's a log and a piece of a heart over here, but we already have them, so let's go meet the new character.
Do you believe in fate? Fate brought us here together, and it will never tear us apart. Sayonara. Fleur de ciré, eau de parfum. Such a wonderful floral bouquet. With its subtle hints of rosemary. You know, in the language of flowers, rosemary equates to remembrance. Which doesn't quite equate to you, now does it? Bayonetta! Shit! Will you stop that?
That little bug on Enzo was a nice touch. Seeing you here, I suppose it wasn't the only one. You've certainly bloomed, haven't you, my little Cheshire puss?
I'm not your pet. The name is Luka. A name you'd better remember. Ah! Shit! Damn it! Wait! You can't just run away from me like that! I know what I saw that day! I know all about your kind. Sure, my colleagues laugh at me for chasing fairy tales, amongst other things. But I know they're real. I know the truth. This smell. It's the same smell that clung to the air the day my father was murdered. Which means I'm right on your doorstep, Bayonetta.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Cheshire.
The name is Luka.
You need to hone your sense of smell, my dear. There's no rosemary in the perfume. After all, rosemary's a demon repellent.
So there's some very subtle foreshadowing in that cutscene. I don't know if you picked up on it, where you can basically plot out Cheshire's entire plot line off the one cutscene. It actually tells you everything you need to know. Also, very funny things. That dude, Cheshire's dad, went to a fucking lake in the woods, right? Went into the lake in a full scuba suit, which just seems excessive. Also, presumably took his son on, like, demon hunting expedition, which is probably not advisable. And, little Cheshire, upon seeing his father get ripped apart in front of him, was just like, "Father." So that was all very funny. I like Cheshire, though. He's part of our ensemble cast. We've met almost everyone now. We have to meet one person still, and then we'll have met everybody important. No, we don't ever really see Enzo again, by the way. He's just there to set us on our path. He does the exact same thing in the second game. He's just there to set you off, and then you never see him again. Except for, like, right at the end. But we do hang out with Cheshire a lot in this game. There's a very funny cutscene later with Cheshire, and Cheshire's a funny guy. Incredibly hopeless, also, as you might have noticed. I don't know if you picked up on it. So this guy, by the way, is a huge dick, right? This big guy, this big boy right here. Cause, I mean, he just kind of fucks off, actually. Like, midway through the fight, he just fucks off. And no, you can't kill him, even if you've got, like, do enough damage, he just disappears anyway. Because he shows up again later, as you might imagine, but that's incredibly rude. So, yeah. This has been a very long fight. Our combo is off the charts right now, as you might have noticed, and this might not actually be a good enough combo to get the high score, because it actually wants pretty high combo. It's actually one of the more annoying ones to get platinum on. Pure platinum, anyway.
You only run away so fast because you've got something to run from. Me! But you can't escape me forever.
What a touching moment. Ooh, foreshadowing, plot. So that combo was indeed not good enough, because it wants a very high combo for that section. So, now, let's go on ahead, and we're gonna meet a new angel up here, and also, we can find a new mechanic, but you kind of have to actually find the mechanic, because it's hidden. So this is gonna happen, right over here. And it kind of wants you to jump over it, but you can just phase right through it with the dodge. And here's a new angel! This one doesn't show up very often, like 3 times. Doesn't get a lot of use out of it. This angel also doesn't have a torture attack associated with it. You can, like, grab them if you stagger them and then, like, spin them around, but they don't have a torture attack associated with them because they're, like, filler enemies, basically. And we don't see them very often. We see them here, we see them in the next room, and that's kinda it, honestly. They show up a couple of times, but we don't ever really see them. So, if you come back over this way, through the gate that trolley pushed through, there's now a portal over there. We're not gonna do that one, because that one's very obnoxious. And you can't really do it the first time through. I guess we could, because we have, like, a weapon we're not supposed to have. It's a challenge room. The one over there is kill a big boy with 7 attacks and 9 punches, or something like that. You can't really do it with, like, base gear, basically, because the guns are just not basically powerful enough. And there's this one over here, which we did once, because I've already done this one, so but we're doing it again now. This one is actually doable, first time through. I guess the other one is probably technically doable, but in my defense, I'm terrible. So, we come over here. There are various challenges. This one's just kill them before time expires. My controller's disconnected again. Oh my goodness, what terribleness. Yeah, we fight a lot of enemies in this portal. And the controller's disconnected again. Okay. So, you might have noticed that our UI has changed slightly, because now we don't have a health bar anymore. We just have 3 blobs. So now, rather than having a health bar, we just have a certain amount of hits that we can take. Which I guess, like, also technically, you know, a health bar is the same way. But now it's just, like, outright just, like, 3 hits, and that's it, you're done. This controller is absolutely dreadful. There is a mechanic with the health bar that we haven't seen, because I haven't been terrible enough yet, but there's a mechanic. If it could, like, stop doing this, that'd be absolutely fantastic. There's a mechanic with the health bar where you can't get killed. This is gonna sound really fucking stupid, alright? Because I've just, like, thought ahead to what I'm gonna say. This is gonna sound really stupid. You can't be killed outright when there's health in the bar. Right, yeah. Oh, you can't be killed when you have health? Tell me more. No, like, if you have health in your bar, and you take enough damage that would kill you, it doesn't actually kill you. It bottoms out the bar and leaves you with 1 hit point, and then they have to hit you again. So it empties your bar, but you have to get killed again. So basically you can get, like, 1 shot from, like, half HP or something, which could happen. There's a few enemies in the game that could do that much damage. Which is nice, you know. If you're terrible, like me, you'll get mileage out of that. I know I got mileage out of it. It was quite helpful. You know, you're fighting the big boy, and you've got, like, 2 hit points. Well, that's okay. That's actually 2 hits you've got right there. And it's good. It's good times. It's good times. So we're fighting a lot of enemies, you might have noticed, and we're not done yet. The last enemy in this area is a big boy. The Beloved, I think. I don't know. I've already forgotten his name. I don't know what the fucking angels are called. This is as much of a discovery for me as it is for you, because I don't know what any of these angels are called. Fuck it. I don't play this game and, like, watch the cutscenes, so the controller is disconnected. You may have noticed there, and so we've got 1 hit left now. So let's try not to be so terrible, which is hard. This is very long. This also wants, like, a very fucking long combo to get the gold medal. And I've dropped the combo like 3 times so far, so that the gold medal, the platinum medal. So that's probably not going to be happening. If we don't get fucked, because that's also always a possibility. Yeah. We're almost done now. I think the next wave is the big boy, and then that's it. Yep, there's the big boy. There he is, right there. As you met, very thoroughly, definitely not boss enemies, even though it kind of builds them up to be. And then kind of, like, pretends they sort of still are. Because, like, you execute these guys, like, a lot of times, even after they've just become regular enemies. That's how they get you. They've got these crafty grabs where they, like, grab you, and then you've got to, like, technically, you do a torture attack to escape, where you, like, wiggle the stick around. That's the attack that gets you, because their swings are fucking slow. It's the grabs that sneak up on you. And this would give us a piece of a broken heart, but we already have the broken heart, so it just gives us an angel attack bullet. How very exciting. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's still technically better than not doing it, but it's not exactly good. We got, a silver medal. How terrible. So, those are the Alfheim portals. There's a few different types. There's, kill in X amount of time. Stay in the air for X amount of time is one of them. One of them is just it disables angel attack, which is just like a glimpse into the highest difficulty setting, you know? Is there another one? There's more, but I can't think of them offhand. I think there's one where you can only damage them if you're in angel attack. If you're in angel attack, if you're in witch time. I want to say that there's one... No, that's a fucking Devil May Cry one I'm thinking of. So the big boy's back now. There's a log over there that I actually missed, I've just noticed. So this big boy's back now. And he's going to call for his friend. Who gets this dramatic intro, even though he's exactly the same as all the others. He's no different. He's no different. But he gets the intro. And now you fight 2 of them. 2 of them. But they're both slow and bulky still. And, like, it's not really an issue. These ones really show just, like, how ugly the angels are underneath their skin. Because you get, like, a good look up at their fucking, like, horrible, gross, fleshy skin underneath. There's actually one angel in this game where how much damage they've taken, like, on their skin affects their torture attack, or how it shows the torture attack, I should say. And we'll see that later. So this guy's gonna get murdered now. He's just as dismayed as all the other ones that he's about to be eaten by a giant fucking dragon, and now he's been eaten by the giant fucking dragon, so sucks for him. We've got more interesting summons than this one. Like, this is the least interesting summon, but it's the one we get for a very long time. My favorite is the summon that is actually a Devil May Cry boss, but made into a summon for Bayonetta. We don't see that one for a very long time, so let's go pick this up. These chests in this area, by the way, they don't have anything in them, just like crafting materials or some shit. So I mean, let's read this. Witch Walk is apparently the important thing to take away from this log. I don't know. We pick some more up. They won't show, because I already picked them up once. I mean, we'll go through them later at some point, probably. If anyone really cares. I can't imagine they're all that interesting, but who knows? Who knows? So here's where we would pick up an LP for a new weapon. It's this sword that we have. Hold on, let me drop this. It's this sword that we have right here. It is functionally exactly the same as the guns. The combos are all the same, but the Wicked Weaves are now a sword. And it does more damage than the guns because it's a fucking sword. There is no alt because this is just, this came out before Metal Gear Rising did, so the idea of holding a sword in your feet at this point in time seemed absolutely outrageous. So of course there's no feet equivalent for this. We now live in a more enlightened time where we have seen Raiden swinging a fucking katana around between his toes. So that is a weapon in Bayonetta 2. I'm pretty sure. It might actually go on the back of your feet, but, whatever. It's not... I don't really like it because it kind of makes it harder to get good combos off of things, because they tend to die very suddenly. And its thing is, it's not a gun, so when you hold the button down after doing an attack, it does this instead. There's this one thing it does, where if you lock on and stand still, this happens. And I can only assume that does a truly ludicrous amount of damage, but it is so incredibly impractical as to be impossible to use, basically. So we'll now use the sword. All the combos are exactly the same, but they now are stronger, because instead of punching them, we are now cutting them. So, you know, that's cool and all. This is incredibly terrible, and this one, like, basic bitch enemy is, like, thoroughly basted us. This chest had, like, a magic piece in it. I think its crotch just, like, went to the moon right there, so that's interesting. This door kind of fucks with you. This wall kind of fucks with you. Because we have activated that over there. But the wall still kind of fucks with you, because it's like, alright, well, what if I activate the wall, right? And it makes the platform. And then you just fall straight through the platform, because you're meant to go back and use the statues anyway. It doesn't kill you if you fall, but it does, like, take HP away. I didn't know you could get up onto this balcony, like, but there's nothing here. Oh, there is. There's a broken heart piece here. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. In my defense, I'm terrible. So now we come back over here and we get the statues. So we're gonna meet the next character in that church over there, the bronze medal character. My controller. Yep, this is definitely the perfect time. Thank you. Yes. This city must like be a fucking bitch to get around. Because also, back in that cutscene, right, that police officer that was chasing Chess here, fucking terrifying looking guy for a fucking police force in a holy city, wasn't he? Seeing that guy turn up on your doorstep must have been as comforting as seeing a plague doctor turn up. Fucking hell. And then you got, like, this shit. Like, you want to just go to fucking church so that you can pray to your demon angel gods, and you gotta go and get a witch to fucking break the wall down for you. How inconvenient.
Who's there? You've played enough hide and seek, my scurrying little friend. Just a child? What are you doing running around Vigrid? You're certainly not dressed in your Sunday best. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words,
Alright, now we're gonna fight the Dragon's Head, who we've seen a few times now. I think this one's name is Fortitudo, but I don't really know. I find this fight to be slightly inconvenient, because I find it hard to know exactly when he's gonna attack. Also, now we're in the sky, by the way. The other head gets in on the action. I just imagine this head as being like the dog in the shame cone, and then that head's just like laughing at him the whole time. So we've disconnected again, which is, you know, inconvenient. No, you're not feeling it? You're not feeling it, Mr. Krabs? There we go. Of course, the heads are the same entity, but I like to imagine that all the same. So that was a boss fight, allegedly, probably. We see it again. And now we're gonna do this. This is the easiest QT in the game, so I'm expecting to fuck it up. Fantastic. It charges up very quickly, but I'm like afraid of disconnecting my controller, so I was like real slow. Real slow. That stage is over now, by the way. We're done now on that stage. Also now Vigrid is going to be on fire, by the way. Why is Vigrid going to be on fire, you ask? Well, the short answer is angels are dicks. It all comes back on that. It's a bit of a recurring theme. I don't know if you've noticed. I think that's a better score than we got last time through. Is it? No, it's not at all. No. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. It took longer and the score was lower. Got a cat. Nope, I'm going insane. I thought my cat was behind me. That's a lot of fucking bullets, which translates into a mediocre amount of halos. So, now Vigrid's on fire, and it introduces us to the fire enemies, which I think are terribly fucking annoying. Because the fire enemies, we'll get to it, we'll get to it. First, the dragon's gotta talk to us a little bit. He's gotta give us some foreshadowing onto why Vigrid is on fire, you know.